All right, everyone. So the recording has begun rather. This is day 1, week 15. Cans, right? Week 15, week 1-5 of our journey together. Um and I anticipate class today. It's gonna be a wonderful time in my opinion. Um yeah, I am grateful for each and everyone who has showed up today. Um this is according to everyone else, this is holiday. So that's why there's such a low turnout. I think that's the lowest we've ever had inside this class to begin with. And so definitely a low turnout for tonight. But hopefully those persons who are not able to come tonight, hopefully they watch the recording. So today we're going to be, so that means that for those of you who are here, I can need you to be alert and awake and on point because I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. So, and of course, I want you to also get it because today we're going to be dealing with a new topic that we haven't covered in this class at all. Like I said earlier, before I began recording, we haven't covered this at all, and I think this is going to be a new journey. Um, by the way, do you all have any background on circle theorem? Any ideas on circle theorem before we actually, explain it some more? Any ideas?
A little.
A little. Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I learned it from Sims. I'll get a minute.
It's been a minute. Okay. All right, that's good. So it ain't entirely new for you. Anyone else? You have an understanding of circle theorem, or not understanding, but at least some exposure to circle theorem? Anyone? Don't be shy. Who in this chat? No one? I guess they shy to talk. All right. So let's. Okay, someone messaged in the group. I guess they say not really. They didn't say not really. All right. All right. So let's dive. Okay, good, perfect. I'm glad that one came. All right, welcome one. You came just in time. I'm happy that you came. Because we did something that's very important for you all. All right, so I want you to take your book out, take something to write, take something out to write on and something to write with. Um, and entitle it Circle Theorems, and let's get into the lesson. So today, like I said, we're gonna be looking at circle theorems, and basically it's looking at angles within circles. So I want you to write this down, right? So we're gonna be looking at angles within circles. Um, the first circle theorem that we'll be learning, and this is the one that it's only two that we'll be learning today. Um, the first one deals with semicircle, right? So we will learn about the angles in a semicircle. When we say semicircle, what do we mean? Semicircle,
Half a circle?
half of a circle, yeah. So we learn about angles in a semicircle. So we're going to be looking at that. We will also learn about angles at the edge and the center of a circle. So like I said, there are going to be two circle theorems that we'll be learning about today. The first one involves, it's the first one, angles within a semicircle. That's the first one. And then the second one involves angles at the edge of a circle and also at the center of a circle. All right. Now, when we say theorems, right? Anyone have an idea of what we mean when we say theorems? So circle theorems. What are we talking about when we say theorems? Theorems. Anyone? When we say a mathematical theorem. Anyone? Any ideas on what we mean by theorem? Boy, y'all tried it, eh? Anyway, a theorem is basically it's basically a an idea, right? That we have proven based on our mathematical principles, and so we call it a theorem, right? It's basically a statement that we we declare, right? And we prove it based off of um, the mathematical principles that we already know. All right, so that then we call it a theorem. All right, and so a theorem is not something that anyone could just invent and then it'll be accurate. Um, Once we've already um, investigated the statement and it is correct and it is true, it is logical based on our um, based on our mathematical principles. Once we prove it, then we call it a theorem. All right, and a theorem has a stance or a weight in the mathematical world. If something is a theorem, then it's wrong. It's pretty rigorous, right? You're not gonna show it wrong. It's correct based on what we know. And so circle theorems is just basically these, you could say rules, you could say these ideas that we prove to be true. That's what we mean by theorems. All right. So can I move this slide? Can I move it?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. So the first theorem says the following: the angle in a semicircle, right? The angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees, right? The angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. That's the first theorem that we'll be dealing with, right? Very important to remember that. The angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. So here we have a circle. Now, when we cut it in half, that's where we have the semicircle, right? So how much semicircles do we have here?
Two.
Two, right? One on top, right? And the next one at the bottom. So it's two semicircles that we have, right? And what if we construct a triangle here? The rule says that the angle in a semicircle is always 90. So what that means is that this particular angle, not all of them now in this triangle, but this particular one will be 90 degrees. All right, so if we have, this is a diameter, it cuts the circle in half. If we have that semicircle and we construct this triangle like so, this angle will always be 90 degrees. All right, let's do another one. So we have another circle.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Question.
Mhm.
Okay. So, how would you? It depends on how would you identify? Okay. How would basically this the side opposite the base? It would
Okay.
always be the side opposite the base, right?
Yes. Yes. Always a side
Okay. Just want
directly
to
opposite
know.
the base. Yeah. So, say for example this one, right? Which one is the one that is 90?
That'll be the upper side.
This one?
No, up
This one
both.
then?
No,
This
is
one?
it that one? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's 90
Okay.
degrees. All right. All right. So the angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. The next one. So let's see. We have. So this is a. By the way, what do we call this line? This line that cuts the circle directly in
The
half.
diameter. The
Diameter, right?
yeah.
And so once we have the diameter, it cuts the circle directly in half. Then we could apply this rule if we know that this is the diameter. If this is not the diameter, then we cannot apply this rule. It only works if it's the diameter, right? And so, um, which angle will be 90?
The one touching the rim, like there's a
The circumference, very good.
yeah.
This one, okay, good. All right, so that's the angle. So the angle in a semicircle is always 90 degrees. That's the first theorem. All right, so let me know when I can move it.
You can move it.
All right.
Don't move it. Hold on.
You see? Okay. Oh, by the way, draw this next one. This one I didn't put it. I did put it. This one would be the 90 as well. Okay.
And you say the key point is that when they have a diameter, right?
Yeah, it has to be the diameter. If it's not the
The diameter
diameter,
has to be the base.
the diameter has to be the base. If it's not the diameter, it ain't gonna work. Because the diameter is the only line that cuts the circle directly in half. That's the only way you could be sure that you have a semicircle. All right. Otherwise, you don't have a semicircle. Okay. All right. Can I move it now?
Hold on, bless.
Okay.
We can move it out.
All right. All right. So the next theorem. Sorry. Remember we said that we're gonna be looking at two theorems today. The first one is the one that deals with sorry. The first one is the one that deals with the one at the where are we are yeah. The first one is the one that deals with the semicircle, and the next one is the one that deals with the angle at the center and the angle at the edge. And so this is where we're gonna look at that one. So the first one deals with the semicircle, right, like we said before. But the second one deals with what? Angles at the edge of the circle and angles at the center of the circle. Apparently there is a correlation, a connection between the angle in the center and the angle at the edge. Right? Very important idea. Okay? So let's look at it. Okay, so this one says that the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. The angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. So currently, this 100, right? We would call this 100 the angle at the center or the angle at the circumference. What do you think?
Pardon me?
100. We would call that the angle at the center or the angle at the circumference.
Angle at the center.
Yeah, very good. So it's at the center of the circle. Good. Now, this theorem says that the angle at the circumference is going to be half the angle at the center. So this is the angle at the circumference, right? This one. So what do you think that this one will be?
50.
50. Very good. So it's 50. So the angle, so this one is the angle at the center. This one is the one at the center. That's 100 in this case. And this one is the angle at the circumference. All right. So the angle at, so the angle at the center is half the angle, the angle at the circumference is going to be half the angle at the center. Can we say this another way? Instead of saying, can we like phrase it another way? Think about it.
You mean as in the entire thing?
Yeah, can we phrase it another way, but yet still mean the same thing?
The center is no. The circumference is half. No. It would make it longer.
Use the word twice. All right, let me give you a good example. If you are, all right, Nancy, let me use Nancy as an example. Let's say that you are half the age of your mother, right? Let's say that. So let's say you are half the age of your mother. What can I say about your mother's age?
I am twice her age.
No, you cannot be twice her age.
Sorry, saying twice her age. I am half of her age, sorry.
You are half of her age. Good. So what is she compared to your age?
Twice my age.
Exactly. She is twice your age, right? So the same principle.
So the center is twice the circumference.
Very good. So the angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. All right. Or we say the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. So basically it's saying if this is 50, this is 100. If this is 60, this is 120. If this is 20, this is 40, right? And vice versa. So the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center, or we can say the angle at the center is twice the angle at the circumference. Okay, so let's do another example. So let's say we have this guy. What would this one be?
That'll be the circumference. Well, 50.
50 as well. Very good. But it's also at the circumference. Okay. Let's do another one. Can I move this?
Hold on, 1 minute. Let me try that.
So this one will be the one at the circumference. Even though it look kind of weird, this is still the angle at the center, and it's still the angle at the circumference.
Okay, you can move it.
Okay.
Hold on, Mr. Petit.
Well,
I am it.
okay, good. All right, so the next one is this one. The next one could be if we draw another one. So this one would be the angle at the center. This one would be the angle at the circumference. So if this is 15, if this is 15, what would this one be?
30.
30, very good. And what do we expect this one to be?
15.
next one. This one is the one in the center. This one is the one in the circumference. So this is on 130. What do we expect this one to be?
65.
65, yes. All right. Oh, and what do we expect this one to be on the outs on the inside of this? So if this is 130, what is this gonna be?
You minus a 9 from 360.
Yeah.
Okay, basic math. Trying to remember in my head. Oh, okay, I'm just punching the calculator. Minus
Oh,
5.
fast calculator.
230.
230, yeah. And so if this is 230, what would this be?
Uh, 230 divided by 2.
Yes.
115.
Very good. But you see what we did, right? So we started off with 130, then we got the 65, and then we got 230, and that gave us the 115. So always
Mr.
remember.
Badiq,
Uh-huh.
so why you minus it by 360?
All right, let me empty it so you can see it again before I clear it. So as you can see, right, this right here, um, this right here is a point, and based on the rule that we know before, angles at a point all add up to 360 because it's a full revolution. You see what I'm saying? It's a full revolution. So if this part is 130, then this part is going to be 360 minus 130, which is going to be equal to the 230 that we got. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Ricardo. Hello, Ricardo. Am I still on? Can you hear me? Ricardo, can you hear me? I wonder if I still on. Oh man, connection lost. Why? Okay, that's what happened. Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that. I don't know what happened. Just the connection just dipped. All right, so yeah, so let me go back to explain to you, Ricardo. Um, what I was saying is, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, Ricardo, you here? All
Yeah, radio.
right, so I was saying, right, that this is a point right there, and we know that angles at a point all add up to 360 degrees because it's a full revolution. All right, one complete turn. Okay, so this is gonna add up to 360. So what you do is, if you already know that this top part is 130, then you subtract it from 360, and that's gonna give you 230. All right, so that's how we got the 230. You understand that?
Yeah, I understand that part.
Okay, good. So if this is 230, right? And remember we said that the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. So if this is 230, then what's gonna be the angle up here? This is for you, Ricardo. If this is 230, what's gonna be angle here?
We must divide by 2.
Divide by 2, very good. And so that's gonna be 115. Okay, so that's how we get it. Mr. Meadows, are you here? Juan Meadows. No? Okay. Okay, so copy that down for me and then let me know. Let me know when to move that.
I got it.
Okay.
One question to take concerning that. Okay, let's say
Kennedy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
hello.
Hey, how you doing on this good holiday?
Tired.
Tired? How you be tired on a holiday? Tired all
I
day.
slept bad.
Oh my goodness. You see, I'm Miss Cooper Duckus. She duck us on Thursday and on today, right? She on
You see
holiday.
that?
She on holiday mode. Don't worry, when she come back, she she can pay.
It be
Okay.
your own students.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Nancy.
Um. Okay. Hi, Kennedy. Okay, back to my question. She
Nancy.
didn't say hi back. That's cool. Okay. Anyway,
No, no, no,
I
no,
just read
don't.
you. I just read you already. That's it. No more. We're no longer friends. Um. What my question was? Okay, concerning this. Okay. You see how the point is that will they always have like you see at the rims we have the 130 and the 230. Will they always have the numbers there, or we would have to basically know what they are? Or will numbers? Okay, what I'm trying to say is, will any numbers be in here? Like when they have circle theorem, when it comes to circle theorem,
Yes. Yes.
there's always going to be numbers in there.
Yeah, yeah. They're always gonna start you off with something. Always.
Okay,
Yeah.
regardless whether if it's the circumference or the center.
Yeah. Regardless, they're gonna start you off with something. You just have to know which one they use though. And the thing about circle theorem is that just because it's circle theorem, don't just limit it to what you know, what we just learned today. All of the geometrical principles that you know, you apply them. Like angles on the
So
straight.
basic.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Continue.
No, go ahead, Nancy.
So okay, so my question was, so like let's say you teach us all circum theorems, right? So basically we would have to use so there'll come a chance where we have to use all of them in one circle theorem.
Um, I don't know that. You can't use, that'll be intense. They ain't gonna ask you like that. But I mean that all of them, the case I'm trying to make is that all of the circle theorems that we learn and also the geometrical principles that you know already, all of them, use them as a part of answering the question. So what I mean is, and you will see it. What I mean is that you need to remember, like how we just did this, right? Angles at a point, out of 360 degrees. Like you must remember that because that could be a part of it, right? Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Isosceles triangle, those two angles are equal and their lengths are equal. Like all those, don't forget them because they also are going to help you along with these theorems that we learned today. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I get understand.
All right. All right. Can I move this?
Hold on, I joined the last one.
Okay. Yeah, Kennedy, you come right in the middle of it. We learned about circle theorem today. Um, Hopefully as we go on, you could get the gist of it. Um,
I pray so.
yeah, yeah. It ain't as hard as it look. So basically, let me just show you quickly that you see this is 100, right? And so all the angles at the ends are going to be half of 100. So this is going to be 50. It's going to be 50. Same thing with this. This is 30. So all the angles at the ends are going to be 15. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, so
Yeah, so that's basically the idea for this one. The angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. Okay. So remember, take the notes down and then send it to me.
I have it.
All right. She just messaged me, Miss Cooper. Oh, internet ain't good. That's the excuse.
oh wow, when she texting
She texted me. All right, send the notes to me, please. All right, so good. Let's do this question. This will be a good beginning. So this is a good question. Um, so line. Let me tell her. Like I say, can't we really miss you? let me pass it up.
You really can say that, Mr. Batty?
I can say that. I wanted a such.
Yeah,
I
guilt
mean,
trip off.
you don't message me like that when I was okay. I
I
see.
know it's
It
true.
is
You remember
favorites.
in class though.
You is magically Mr. Batty. You don't message me
She
after.
said, I miss you all too. Aww.
If she don't get it to me
And she on the beach now, rolling over in the sand.
All right. So line AB is the diameter. You see, Nancy? So they start us off with this idea. They tell us that line AB is the diameter. All right. So you already have an idea of which theorem we're gonna use. All right. So the diameter is um half of the circle, right?
Yes,
So I
sir.
mean, sorry, it cuts the circle in half. So they're saying line AB. This is line AB is half. Sorry, line AB is the diameter circle. Angle CAB is 50. Which angle is that? CAB. Which angle is that?
That's where A is.
Very good. That's where A is. Because how do you know that?
Because what I remember is when you told me that when it's the center, the letter in the center basically is the angle.
Very good.
So like that kind of stuff with me.
Very good. So 50. This is 50 degrees, right? Good. So calculate the angles for X and Y and give reasons for your answers. All right. So do that in 1 minute. I'll give you 60 seconds. Let me turn on the timer.
He's still writing the questions.
All the time I've been talking, you heard down the question.
I halfway through the question and I gotta draw, and you know how I suck at that. So
1 minute is on the clock.
2 minutes max.
Done. Time is
2 minutes, please.
the time is ready to begin.
2 minutes, please.
49 seconds on the clock.
Get everyone's get grades, but I don't get the grades. I don't understand. Look like I need to pray before I come into class, because grace is fall on this end.
Oh my.
Oh, would you look at this circle? Look body. Yeah. You say you want a reason also?
Yes, the reason is that.
Okay.
All right, that's time. Good. What is X? Angle X is how much?
25?
Say 25.
Yeah.
You wasn't there at the beginning, so you didn't. Let me just tell you this the trick before because they know the other ones they know the trick. You wasn't there in the beginning, so the trick is that every time you have a diameter, this angle will be 90 degrees. All right, so the angle opposite the diameter is going to be 90. So the same thing with this one. This is going to be 90. Same thing with this one. This is going to be 90. All right, All right, Kennedy. So that's the trick. You understand?
50, 90 because.
All right, Kennedy. You saw that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what is X?
90.
X is
Oh,
X is 90 degrees. Very good.
Go back in the question, please.
Where? And the reason is because angle in a semicircle. Okay, so angle X is 90 degrees. Angle Y. What angle Y would be?
I get 50.
You get 50. What's your reason?
My reason, I don't know.
You don't know what?
No.
Oh wow.
I got
Oh wow.
same thing with 90. I got 90 right, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh, you didn't know the reason.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. I just remember I told you. I said remember all the principles that we know before come in handy. So we know this is 90 because the angle in a semicircle. But remember, angles in a triangle, right? They must add up to 180. So if this is 50, if this is 90, you just what? Add them two up and subtract them from 180.
180. That could have been my reason. Wait, what?
That could have been your reason. Angles in a triangle, yeah.
So why say 50? If wait, so does it apply to this? Like one oh shoot, so 180 does apply.
Of course, yeah. 180. Oh my goodness.
I think it is a whole new topic, honestly.
That's I just said. I said before we came to this question. I said, remember now, all the principles that we learned before, like angles in a triangle, angles on a straight line, isosceles triangle, angles at a
They
point,
apply to
all
this.
they apply, right?
Oh shoot, let me scratch out everything then. Let me start over. Hold on. No, because honestly, I didn't thought that it apply. I thought because of the diamond thing you show us, we had to cut it in half again, and oh shoot.
Scooper say, I miss y'all too. As she prance along with the smoothie along the beach.
She's on. I tell you, she was on the beach.
I just kidding. I know she was.
She's on the beach.
In her last case of hot cross bun.
Yeah.
Golly lazy boy. When she watched this video, she could be around.
Well, that's can they join another bus? Yeah, I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh wow.
In the recording, please put Nancy was not involved. She had no She didn't participate at all.
Don't worry, Kennedy. Don't worry, Cooper. Nancy's the main one.
Me?
Exactly.
The main one.
How?
I do this for jokes. You put it.
How?
We follow your lead. That's all we did.
What? Okay, I am now separated from the pack. Your mom and people like when the teacher asks who's the ringleader. I'm honest.
Snitch. All right, let me know if I can move this.
Hold on.
Yes, so you can. Okay, so to be clear, 180 applies, 360 applies, and okay.
All of them applies. One state.
Okay, so
go ahead.
So like, as eventually we go on, just a quick question. So like all the arc and the tangent and all these things could pop up.
We ain't reached to them yet. I haven't.
But I'm just asking, will that be involved in this?
I mean, further up, but not with the questions that we're gonna ask now. Further on. All right.
When they come, man, I must get that class because I could never get them up to this stage.
Well, you get it eventually, right? Okay, so let's go. So this is the next one.
What am I supposed to do? Go back, please.
Go back again.
I have it.
All right, good. So 60 seconds again to do this one.
You just turn your question
on. Time has begun. 7 seconds now. So this line XY is the diameter of the circle. what is the sum of angles A and B? Explain your answer. What is your sum? What is the sum of these two? What?
Hold on now. Let me go back. Oh, two of them is 90? Or am I wrong?
No, you're wrong.
For real? It's critique?
All right, that's time.
Wait. Could one have to be 45, one have to be 90, and another one have to be 45?
Mm-hmm.
So
As you think.
where where did I go wrong?
Okay, so what is the okay? All right, first of all, what can we say about this angle right there? What can we say about that?
That's a 90 degree?
It's 90 degrees, right? So we know that's 90 for sure.
Mhm.
All right. Now, if this is 90, all of the angles in the triangle add up to what?
180.
180. So what would be the sum of A and B? What must they add up to?
90.
They must add up to 90 degrees. Very good.
No, it wasn't true when I say 45. I had it somewhere in my brain.
So we don't know if they are equal. We can't say exactly what A is and what B is. But we know that whatever it is, they must add up to 90. Because this is 90. And all of this is supposed to add up to 360, sorry, to 180. So that's how we know. So the sum must be 90 degrees. If we ask for a reason. The unmarked angle is 90 as it is an angle in the semicircle. Angles in a triangle add up to 180. So if C is 90, then A plus B must be 90 as well. All right, so it's better than mine.
I said 90 at the beginning, but you said it was wrong.
You said I didn't know you was referring to both of them or just one of them.
I just said 90. I didn't, because you have X and Y, so I figured 90. Because I add the 45s, but you said no, it wasn't.
Oh, and that's my bad. It's supposed to be. It is.
I put. Hold on, let me write the information down.
All right. All right. Let me know if I can move it, please.
You can move it.
All right. All right. So just before I move it, just write this note that there is not enough information here to work out A or B. So we cannot say exactly what A is or what B is, right? But all we know is that when we add them together, they can be 90. But we don't know exactly what A is or what B is. So that's why 45, 45 wouldn't work because, we can't say exactly that A is 45 and B is 45 because they're not isosceles triangles. They're not isosceles triangles, so we ain't have that there. So, but we know whatever it is, they must equal to 90. So that's important. So that's important. Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No problem. I can move, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, good stuff. All right, so, okay, good. So with this in mind, well, with all that in mind, what have we learned before? Let's do this one. So calculate angles A and B. Give reasons for your answer. So 60 seconds on the clock. On 3, 1, 2, 3. 60 seconds. What is angle A? What is angle B? If you have it already before 60 seconds, you can let me know. What is angle A? What is angle B?
61.
61. For both of them or just for A?
For both of them, I agree.
Both.
For both? Okay. Still got 17 more seconds, so I'm gonna allow that to be. All right, that's time. All right, so what's your reason? Anyone, your reasons?
Because angles at the circumference are half of it's half of the center.
Half the angle at the center. Very good. So it is 61 because the angle at the edge is half the angle at the center, and B is also 61 because it's same as above. The angle has just moved around the edge a bit. Okay, so it's the same thing. Okay, y'all getting pretty good at this. So how comfortable do you feel with the idea? I think you understand these two concepts, these two theorems?
The second one, but not the first one. I still a little confused with that.
So a little confused with the first one. All right, the first one just saying that once you cut that circle in half and you construct a triangle, the angle in the corner is going to be 90. All right.
That's
all.
it.
That's it. That's it. So, but you got another opportunity to see it again. before the night is out, I'm sure.
Okay, I have it.
Good. All right, so let's consider this question. All right, 60 seconds. We want angle S and angle T. All right.
Angle S is 108 degrees.
So you're saying
Angle T
say 108.
is 54
What you saying? Let me see.
degrees. I could be wrong.
What's your reason?
My reason is that the angles at a point, so I know it's 180, and then 72 is already there, so I automatically would minus 180 from 72 to get S, because it's on the opposite side.
Mm-hmm.
And then because T is at the circumference, automatically I would know that it'll be half of the center. That's I think I go wrong, so
Right.
I divided it by 2.
Okay. Well, certainly this is right. 108. S is 108 because this is angles on a straight line, like you said, and angles on a straight line at a point. These two, 72 and S, must add up to 180. So that means that in order to get S, we must subtract 180 by 180. So it's 180. They didn't show all the work in, but what it is 180 minus 72, right? Which is 108. All right, so that's that. And then T is, she said 54. Okay, so they look at this. This is a isosceles triangle. All right, so that means that this side and this side are equal. All right, and the reason why we know that is because this is this length is the diameter. All right, this length is diameter. Um, this one is the center of the circle. So if you go from any side from the center of the circle, that would be your radius. All right, and so these two are the same. So that means that the angles are the same. All right, and so that means that if this is 108, then we're trying to get the other ones, right? This T and the other one would be the same. So we just have to basically take look, these two angles would be equal, and all them together would be equal to 180. All right. So what we have to do is we first have to I don't know if you understand, but we first have to, because look, this is T as well. All right. So all them together must combine to give us 180 degrees. So what we first have to do is we have to take 180 and subtract it with 108, and that's going to give us the 72 that we need. And what do you think we're going to do with the 72? What are we going to do with the 72? Because remember, are y'all there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
There?
Yeah. This saying that all them together is 180. we know this is 108, and if we subtract 180 with 108, we get 72. But 72 have to be, go ahead.
72 have to be divided by 2, so you get A and T.
So that you get, because the 72 degrees is shared between these two angles. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Right, Kennedy, you see it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because these two, you can't say one of these is 72 because then what would the other one be, right? So, 72 is shared between these two angles, so they're the same. So it's going to be 72 divided by 2, which gives us 36 degrees, right? So that's how we do that. So let me erase what we need to erase. So the first one is 108. The second one is 36. Any questions, please let me know. If you need me to explain it again, you don't understand.
Oh, I understand, but I don't know why I keep getting it wrong, though. Like, I understand the concept, but what is it? Am I not applying it, or?
I think that the reason is because the reason is because you are still in the learning phase. So of course you got some errors of learning. You know that happens. It's happened to me a lot when I was beginning to practice. I would understand the concept, but when it's time to apply it, I'm like, I still making these mistakes. That's because that's mistakes early on. You know, that's fine. No problem with that.
I kind of hate it, man. It bugs me a bit.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'm done writing it.
We're good. All right. All right. So let's move on. All right. So how about applying? I love this question. How about applying it with all of these? So 60 seconds on the clock, and we're off. Right? Good. Write out all the missing angles. So what is angle A, B, C, D, and E? All right.
Okay. C and D is 90.
So C and
I mean C and B. Sorry, I say and D. It's B.
C and B is 90 degrees.
I mean, like, as in one side is 90, the other side is 90, makes 180.
No,
I wrong?
you wrong.
What? All two of them combined wouldn't be 180?
Yep. Let me know.
A and B 25.
You say A and what?
B
All right, that's fine.
25.
A and B is 25.
Hold on, like, the entire thing's supposed to be 180? No way. Like, cause if this is 50 here, I show up that's 50, and then if this won't be 90, and then minus, this ain't for me.
All right, so let's explain it. If you have to really puzzle it through, right? So let's look at it. Let's look at angle A. Think through angle A. What angle A must be? Angle A have to be 50 degrees because this isosceles triangle. All right, look. And this is
Of
something you
course
cannot
it is.
say, of course it is.
I
Like,
like just seeing that line, them stupid skinny lines.
no, the lines was in there before. Like, that's how they trick you, right? So
Wait, so they weren't there?
they weren't there, right? Because the
I'm
reason why
supposed to know.
you're supposed to know, because look, what else would it be? Look, think about it. This is the diameter, right? The diameter is half of the circle. We know that for sure. I mean, the diameter cuts the circle in half, right? If this is the diameter, and this is the origin, right? And this is a line that comes um, from the origin to the center. That's the radius. It's always the radius. Like, and that's something you have to be clear on, because they always like use this idea. This line that comes from the origin to touch a point on the circle, that's r. That's the radius. The same thing with this line. It comes from the origin to touch the circle, the edge of the circle. That's the radius. So both of them is the radius. So if both of them is the radius, then you could automatically put your lines here. You only need them to put it for you. You understand that, Nancy?
No,
No?
no, I don't get it. This is not
It ain't
okay.
fair.
I just don't get it.
You don't get how it's the radius? You want me to explain it?
No, it don't make sense in my mind at this point.
Oh.
I am like, I don't get it. It ain't working out.
Can't get discouraged with little mistakes. But okay, on a serious note, you understand why this is r? Why both of them is the radius?
I think so.
Yeah, it have to be, because this is the origin. The line from the origin that touched the circle at any point. If it starts from the origin and touches the circle, that's the radius. That have to be the radius. Similarly, A is the radius too. I mean, from OA is the radius, OC is the radius, and OB is the radius. You know what I'm saying? All of them is the same length, because this is the origin. The origin cuts the diameter in half. So these two must be the radius. So if this is 50, what must A be? If this is 50.
It'll be 50 as well.
It'll be 50 as well. So A will be 50.
Does anybody else understand it, or it's just me who's not getting it?
Go on alone.
Anybody else?
This ain't making no sense.
Obviously, I don't. You don't even me don't understand.
I know what happened. You want the night. You're on holiday mode. That's the problem.
And Mr. Adler said he don't understand. He said it don't even me.
No.
It didn't make sense.
All right. What part you don't understand? I mean, it's clear. Like, this have to be 50. I don't know if you all... Okay. Let's finish explaining it. Because if I focus on you all, I'll be all day. All right. This is 50 degrees because it's isosceles triangle. Like we said. So if this is 50, this one must also be 50. But one thing with circle theorem, boys, circle theorem is get confusing. But don't let it confuse you. All right, so this is 50. So if this is 50, tell me what B gonna be before we even give the answer. What B is gonna be?
50.
No, not 50.
No.
What's it gonna be?
Would it be 90?
Angles in a triangle.
It'll be. It'll be 80.
80. Very good. Why 80?
But that was a guess. I know that was a guess because I just added. I minus from 180. That's a strong guess.
I don't have to guess. Why guess? You know that angles in a triangle add up to 180. Okay. Good. So
Because I said some. Go wrong. So I want to know.
Okay. All right. All right. Next up is angle C. So if this is 80, think with me now. If this is 80 people, what would angle C be?
80 because it's corresponding.
100
100. Why? Because angles add up.
out of 280
Say it again.
angles out of points out of
Angles add a point.
280.
Very good. So this is 100. See that? Mark is easy. Don't make it hard. So C is going to be 100. I don't know how clear you want them to be. They tell you the angle and they give you the reason. And they give you the angle and they give you the reason. And they give you the angle and the reason. Like, man,
Keyword, you give the angle and the reason.
come
The
on.
question is give us the angle and the reason.
Come on, man. It doesn't get more simple than that. Okay, so now this one requires thought. What is D? You gotta think about this now. You gotta think about this. What is
D
D?
is 40.
Y is 40.
I don't know. I just figured it'll be 40.
It's
You're
40
adding it.
because remember angles in a semicircle. Remember we said that if you have a circle, we cut this in half and we go like this, right? This angle here is going to be, I'm doing it wrong, but this angle is going to be 90 degrees, right? I draw that wrong, but you get the point. This one is going to be 90 degrees, right? So if we do it again, if we have a circle, so we cut it in half, and we, draw a triangle in it, this angle is going to be 90. Always. That was the first theorem that we learned, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Good.
Yeah, so
So that means that these two must add up to
140.
140.
I mean, sorry, 90.
Oh, that means it's gonna be. Oh, I can not see your head all over the place. 90. I mean, it's gonna be 40. Good. So, that's 100, and D is 40. And okay, so if we know all of that, what is E gonna be?
180 minus 140.
Very good. 180 minus 140, and it's also gonna be 40 because 140, you add them together, and or you could just look at it as it being an isosceles triangle. If this is 40, this is also 40. But you also could look at it from angles in the triangle, add up to 180 degrees as well. Okay. All right. So this is how I expect your work to look in an exam or whatever. Just like this. Give the I mean, if they ain't ask you for a reason, don't give the reason because you might end up giving the wrong reason. Um, but um, but this is how in our class we expect the work to look. All right.
I get it.
All right. All right. So let's move on. All right, let's go. All right. Okay, so this is the proof of it. Remember, I told you that a theorem is basically a statement that we could basically prove. All right. We're not gonna go into the proof, but um, you know, I think the proof is very good in actually understanding what's happening, but we're not gonna deal with the proof. In your exams, they don't ask you to prove it, but if you get a chance to look at the proof, it's very good to really see why it's the case, why these things work. So this is just showing why it works and why it makes sense and stuff like that. I thought. So this they just proven circle theorem 1, and then also in the next slide we prove circle theorem 2, just to show you why these rules work. All right, why they make sense. So this is a question, how it might come on your exam. All right, so find out the value of the angle x. What is the value of angle x? All right, 60 seconds is on the clock. Don't be scared. Don't be shy.
Would it be 20?
You got 20?
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? All right. All right. So, first of all, before we even get to x, we need, you say 20, Nancy?
Yes, sir. And there's a 1% chance I could be right.
1%. All right. All right. So, the first thing is that we need to figure what angle A is before we even get to angle um, B, before we even get to x, right? All right. So, angle A is going to be what? Based on the rule that we learned?
90?
90. So, A is going to be 90. And that's the first thing. So like we said, A is going to be 90. So if A is 90, then what would this be? This one is going to be 70. Why is going to be 70? Because
Because C
90,
minus.
yeah, 90 and 90 is, sorry, 90 and 20, we add them up. So it's going to be, what is 90 and 20? That's 110.
111. 110, sorry.
Yeah, 110, right? And so if this is 110, then minus it from 180, we get what? 70 for this one. And then we know that that we know that these two must add up to what?
90?
Why 90? It must be 70 as well because the kite is symmetrical. So if this is 70, this is 70.
At least you try, Nancy. It's the effort.
Can I give up on this, child? I am done.
Don't give up on it. Don't give up on it.
I didn't raise my white flag.
Don't raise your red flag, white flag. This is you learning. You could give up on just learning, man. You just learning, man.
Anybody else got the right answer? No one? Wow.
I know you. They got it. They just didn't want to say it.
Mr. Petite, Lionel is waiting for you.
Lionel's waiting for them to join.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Let me allow Lionel to come in on this good holiday. All right. So, can I move that, or I need to let it stay?
Keep it there a little longer, please.
I know. Man, Nancy, you sound defeated, man. Sound like someone rolled you over the bus.
So she's on the verge of tears.
Lionel.
No, it's when I don't get stuff, man, it just bugs me. That's the answer. It's Petite. Can you
Yes,
go
ma'am.
back the notes?
Oh, yeah. My bad.
It's okay, Nancy. We all going through this.
All right. Don't worry, y'all. By the end of this class, y'all should be very, very comfortable with these things. All right. Let me know when I can move it.
You can.
Can? Okay, good. All right. So now let's apply what we learned on that to these questions. Okay. So let's start off with the first three, right? And take them down, and then once you get it, the answer, um, let's begin with the first one, and then tell me what is x and what is y. Right. So let's start off with the first one. Tell me what is x, what is y. Write it down. We can try do these questions so that you get a better feel of what we just learned. All right. So you wouldn't end up being so discouraged. Hopefully, after these exercises, you get them right. You could feel better about yourself. So once you get the answer, let me know what you get for x and y, please. Are we done? X and y?
Yes, sir.
All right. Uh, I didn't say give a reasoning. Also give a reason, please.
Man,
We're doing A, B, and C at the same time?
Let's start out with A. Mm-hmm.
X I get 40.
Say it again.
X I got 40.
X you
40.
get 40. For Y you get what?
Do that yet.
Let me get that do that, yeah?
I have my answers, but I refuse to share.
Come on, Nat. Let's go.
Okay. I'm trying to save my little pride I have left. Y is 90
Uh-huh.
and X is 50.
Okay, why is y 90?
Semicircle.
Yes. Very good. Very good. Kennedy and Nancy. Now, if you know that this is 90 and you know that this is 40, what must x be?
I said 50. I know.
What must
Would it be 50?
I get 50.
you get 50? Yes, it is
Yeah.
definitely 50 because you subtracted from 180. Good. So, at least you'll understand that part.
Some kind of sense in this paper.
Okay, that's good. Now, let's do the second one. Let's do B. What is X? What is Y? You got to be careful with this one.
I get 46 for X.
46 for X. Y.
Let's start at the center.
And you divide it by
2.
2.
2.
Yeah, that's correct. So X is 46. What is Y?
46 also.
268.
Yeah, I know. I got
268.
ripped up. I guess watching it.
268. Why you guess? How you guess 268?
Yeah, alright then.
I minus 360 minus 92.
Very good. Alright, so let me just put in the solutions here. I didn't even do that. Sorry for that. So we said that X is equal to, let's start off with Y. Y is equal to 90 degrees. Because what? Angles in a semicircle. And we said that X is going to be equal to 180 minus what? 90 plus 40, which is what? What you got for that one?
130.
I mean, when you subtract out everything, you get what, 50?
Yeah, so 50.
And then, so this answer for A. Now the answer for B, where can I put that? I don't want to move it too far. This one answer for B. We said that X is equal to 92 divided by 2, which is what?
46.
46 degrees. And that's because what? Theorem 2, right?
It is in the center. Yeah.
I just put theorem 2. And then Y is going to be equal to 360 minus what? 92 degrees, which is what? 268. And that's because of angles at a point. Add up to 360 degrees. All right, is that clear? Oh, we kind of messed up with this one. I mean, in terms of what X and Y is, This is always like this. Sorry, give me one moment. Let me reopen the document. One moment. Let me reopen it. Oh, okay. So C is interestingly enough, right? C is this. This is Y. So if we have to figure what is X, what is Y. That's interesting. What is X and what is Y? Any ideas for C?
For X, I get 64.
You got that by multiplying by 2, right?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now what you get for Y?
Y, hold on. That'd be 116.
No, anyone 16. Anyone else?
Would it be 1 divided by 2?
Divided by 2, what you get?
Oh, I can't see. 58, I think.
58. Very good. The answer is 58. So basically the idea here is that, remember, with theorem 2, the angle at the center is twice the angle at the edge. So to get X, we have to multiply by 2. That would give us the 64 that we need, right? So basically just take 32 multiplied by 2 to get 64. Then for Y, we know that this is a triangle, right? So we already know that this is 64. We already know that this is 64. So we know that this is 64. Sorry. Sorry, I'm trying to get inside of this. Good. We already know that this is 64. But we also know that, so we know that this is 64. We also know that this is Y, and this also is Y. These two are equal, all right? And so angles in the triangle add up to 180 degrees. And so that means that we have to take 180, subtract 64 from it. That'll give us 116. Then divide 116 by 2 to give us what these angles would be here. All right. Next up is D.
So, Mr. Badi,
Yeah, go ahead.
so anytime we have a question like that, we have divide it by 2.
Yeah, for this one, because these two are equal. Yeah, you have to divide it by 2. Because then you can't say that this whole thing is 116. So that this whole thing is 116, and what would be this angle? 0? Can't be 0. You understand
All
what I'm
right.
saying? So yeah, that's the thing. And we know that these two are the same because this is the origin and they are both are the radius. So this is isosceles triangle that we're dealing with. So we have to look at it like that. Alright, so that's that. What is this one? What is X? What is Y?
80. No, 90 because this semicircle.
Remember, be careful, Kennedy. The whole thing's supposed to be 90.
No,
The whole thing.
finally. You're growing up so
Not just
fast.
X is just this part. The whole thing is 90. See what I'm saying?
So 80 then because it's isosceles.
You say 80? Not 80. 80 refers to this this angle here. But you are right, we are dealing with isosceles triangle. Any answer for X?
Don't you find y and then minus it from the top? You put something in the top and then you minus that from x.
No, remember for this one, right? If we look carefully, let me take this one too. If we look carefully at this, right? Look. This here
Wait.
this right here is we call this line.
A radius.
This is the radius because this is the origin. And if we head into this circumference, we call this line
A radius.
radius as well. Okay? So that means that both of these are the same. Right? And so that means that we're dealing with isosceles triangle. Now because we're dealing with isosceles triangle, that means that this angle and this angle must be, sorry, this side and this side must be the same. And this angle and this angle must be the same. So that means that we must take 180 minus it from 80. That will give us what? That will give us what?
100.
100. Now this 100, what are we going to do with this 100?
Divided by 2.
Divided by 2, because the 100 goes, it have to be shared between these two angles here. Right, so you're going to take 100, x equals to 100 divided by 2. So x is going to be equal to, divided by 2, which is 50. Alright.
So automatically when you see a radius, automatically you would know that okay, it's isosceles. That's basically the giveaway.
The giveaway, yeah. So the exact same principle we could do for the other side, right? Anyone know what y is?
40?
40. How you get 40?
That was a strong guess. I don't even know.
40 is right, by the way.
I just say 40 because I think in half of the center is my diameter. I mean, half of the center is my perimeter. So I just figured it'd be. I just thought it was a strong guess.
No, that's not how it works. Like, okay, remember for this one, look, we know that this is, what is x? X is 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we know that x along with this one, nice. We know that x along with like these two must add up to what?
90.
90. Because of the rule that we learned, right? So this right here have to be what? If x is 50, if x is 50, then this right here have to be 40.
40.
Right? And since this angle and this angle are equal, because we're dealing with isosceles triangle, and it's also 40 as well. So y will be 40. I hope I'm bringing the confusion more. Do we understand that?
I got it.
Okay.
You need so much practice.
All right, so let's continue with these. Let's do E. Kennedy, you going for that hot cross bun breaking? I know.
Um,
Kind of lame. Even we
No.
were invited.
No? All right. So where were you?
I was here, observing,
So they always.
listening. Ah,
Mr. PT,
Go ahead.
can you go to B real quick?
D? All right, no problem.
B.
Uh, hello?
Yes, sir.
All right, I can move it.
I said B, not B.
You say B?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Oh, B as in boy. Okay. All right, this is B.
Okay, you can go on now. Thank you.
No problem. Now, um, let's do E. All right. So try doing E on your own. Let me know what you got for X.
Can x be 70?
X is 70. How you got 70?
Because if you the on top of x is 90, and then
Okay.
on of you
All right. So where you're saying that this is 90 because of
because it has a diameter.
say it again because of.
Because it has a diameter.
All right. So because of theorem 1.
And then I go down to where the 160 is, and because it's on a straight line and majority is already 160, I feel like that the remainder would be 20.
Very good. Thinking now. Good. Very good.
Then I'd add 90 and 20 is 110. And minus 110 from 180. And I get 90.
Very good. Wow. Wow. That's right.
See, I knew Nancy would get a bit higher this month.
Yeah. She cried in the beginning. Oh, it's gonna work. I know. I don't know. And she got it one shot. Very good. 90. Kennedy, you understand our reasoning? How she got that?
No, I'm sorry. I don't understand that.
Say no. Okay. All right. You know how we got the 90 though?
Yes, so yes, so
The 20. Remember, angles at a point. So this
yes,
is
sir.
60. This is 20. I'm saying, because you just subtract 180. See what I'm saying? No.
Oh, but how you get the 20? I'm trying to figure out.
Because
You
yeah,
added it?
added 160 plus 20 is 180. You see that?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you switch it, one.
He invited her.
All right.
Yeah. So x is gonna be equal to. You sure you get it, Kennedy? Let me know.
Because if you switch it around, the other way, 90 minus 20, 90 plus 20, that'll be 110.
Yes.
Then you subtracted the 180, then you get the 20. So,
I'm
okay.
gonna teach her a lesson.
Exactly. It's gonna be 180 minus 110, which equals to x is definitely 70. Okay, very good. Let me know if I can move on.
You can.
What's the D?
So,
How you get 110?
we added 90 and 20. So this is 90. Is that?
Yeah, I understand that part.
Any other questions?
Okay, I see it now.
Don't be afraid to ask now. I remember I'd be sitting in class, maths class. This is when I was doing university. And my teacher would be doing all sorts of writing. This is when me was in virtual. And I would be lost as a bat. And I wouldn't say a word. Don't be like me. You know, if you have any questions. And a part of the reason I did not want to ask because I didn't want him to explain again. And then he get mad, you know. And so I just let it go. But I'm not gonna get mad if you ask me to explain it again. All right. Except for Nancy. Only explain it once.
Hello?
Hello?
Mr. D.
Yes, sir.
So we never asked no questions and COB.
Yeah, I used to ask questions at the beginning, but when things started to get rough, like in my last year, I just the questions started to get less because like if I asked them a question, it would have been a question. It would have answer I should have known already. You know what I mean? Like if I was studying, I should have known. So if I had asked that question, it made me look dumb. Like you ain't studying, you ain't going over your work. So I didn't want to ask the question. And plus, my lecturer, he was a good person, but he would get frustrated if you ask simple questions, like questions you're supposed to know from, second year or third year. So I used to just, sometimes I used to just, be like, yep, yeah, I understand, and didn't understand. That's not good, but um, you know, I'm saying don't be like me, ask a question, you know, because
Class with an A.
if I pass the class with an A, I don't know whether
Oh,
A or B, but
that's good.
I didn't get an A. I used to get A's at the beginning. When this fourth year hit, that's crazy. All
Yeah,
right,
that's me and my sometimes. In the beginning, I come with a flying A, and after that,
yeah,
just B's and C's.
yeah, crazy. All right,
Can
so
relate.
yeah, I mean, at time seeing the year come, I was ready. Like, okay, someone graduate, so you know, I don't have to stress himself so much. All right, what is X? What is X for us?
That is 52. I mean 58 divided by 2.
Divided by two, which is what?
Um, 58 divided by 2 is 29.
29. Very good. 58. Everyone understand that?
Wait, can you repeat the whole thing again? Because my mommy was keep calling me.
Okay, 58 divided by 2 is 29. That's how we got X. Because remember that the angle at the center is twice the angle at the edge. So remember that. Nancy on a roll.
Mr. Petit, is everyone understanding? Because like everyone's really, really quiet.
Lost.
Someone said
Like
something?
everyone mute.
Well, part of it is because we're on holiday. Oh wow, it's 8 o'clock?
Okay, that's dinner time.
What?
Look at the time. Oh no.
I have
Oh,
to.
how in the world? Okay, I gotta give you all the rest of homework now. Alright, so I want y'all to do F. So I already do F. I want to do G, H, I, J, K, L, M, and N for homework. So take a screenshot of the rest of them.
Is it? You say from what G to what?
The ones that we didn't do. So from G to N.
G to N. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
After all that rack in my brain, I think I deserve a 5-minute break to
You
go
deserve
eat something. To,
5 minutes.
to reset the mind.
The mind then reset.
Yeah, and we'll get a 5-minute break.
No, y'all would come back. Sir. No, sorry.
Okay, can I be excused for 3 then? Or 4?
All right,
5 max.
2 minutes.
That's not enough to get dinner.
2 minutes. Your dinner's supposed to already been eaten and digested by now.
Mr. Petit,
Yes, ma'am, I read up. You already
you
take the
want
notes?
even?
Pardon?
Yes. Oh, we writing it down.
I mean, I'll take a screenshot. That's
Yeah, I took a screenshot.
okay. I'm sorry. I got lost in reading this book.
No. Take your time. Take your time. We take
Okay,
that,
okay. Yes,
There's
ma'am.
no rush.
Yeah.
There's no rush to English. No rush to English. You
Yeah.
can cruise.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I was reading an ebook. That's very nice. I really love it. I enjoy it so far. Um, I
I
was reading
think
it.
we'll have.
Say it again. Lost you.
Mm-mm. I'm not saying anything.
All right. So this is homework that we did, and I'm sure all of us did our homework, right? All of us did our homework, right? I only got one homework from I only got one homework from who it was. Nancy, Joseph. But she did it. Technology. All right. Very good, Nancy. All right. Was it this? I don't think it was 2013, What year it was? It was in 2019, It was
2013.
okay. Thank you. All right, so I need volunteers to read, please. Or I shall be volunteering, people. Volunteers to read, please. Okay, so I volunteer Kennedy. Kennedy. Hello. Kennedy Nuri.
Yes.
I volunteer you to read.
Technological freedom.
Okay, no,
People and
no.
oh,
You are gonna read. Who else gonna read? Anyone else? Before I volunteer other persons. I want a male. Lionel, can you read for us? Lionel, are you here? No. Ricardo, can you read?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. All right. And then Nancy. Nancy,
Mm-hmm.
silent time is over. Um, okay. Kennedy, read the first two paragraphs. How much paragraphs we have? So we have a lot.
I
Um, okay, Kennedy, read the first three.
It's blurry, so can I read one?
Open your eyes. Um, Kennedy, read the first three. Excuse me. Ricardo, read the next three. That's one, two, and three. And then Nancy would read the last four. Good. Okay, that's where we go. Okay. So ready when you're ready. Go ahead, Kennedy.
technological freedom. People in today's Bahamian society have much more freedom to learn and explore than exists formerly. This change had been escalated,
Accelerated.
accelerated by advances in technology. In addition to our freedom to vote, choose a mate, and educate ourselves and our loved ones, to to name several, to name several, we now have the freedom to embrace information and communicate using the latest technology. In fact, these new freedoms are often seen as rights belonging to each citizen. Today, when we interact with others between cell phones and the computers alone, we can email, text, call cell to cell, fax, fax, Twitter, use instant message and blog, have internet, have an internet diary. We can set up websites and social network communities such as Facebook, MySpace, and Skype, employing an internet telephone to talk to our loved ones and to make new friends and business contacts. Technology also allows us to communicate with people face to face when they are thousands of miles away from us, with video cameras attached to laptops and other computers. I just see. In addition, with the use of the internet, distant education allowed a teacher to travel to the home of a lone primary or high school student isolated on a key. Adult Bahamians can also complete an not anniversary, university education from accredited institution abroad, gaining a BA, MA, or even a PhD by way of the internet. With the touches, with a few touches of the mouse or computer screen, they are able to look at, listen to, and converse with their lecturers. Because of the internet, we can gain access to some of the world's greatest libraries and research information in comfort of our own homes. Sometimes with an assistance of online librarians, all this takes place at a speed which is mind-boggling.
Go ahead, Ricardo.
Of course, the media are having a field day with this technology. Consequently, we find out the most intimate details of our favorite sport heroes and discover the transgressions of our politicians before they can take steps to conceal their indiscretions from the prying public. There are eyes everywhere, cameras rapidly recording people's entrance and exits, their dates and missed dates. There is a proliferation of television talk shows which cable brings into our homes with audiences of millions. Guests on many of these shows in their eager pursuit of fame and wealth sometimes share information and make accusations that wreck their lives and the lives of others. Reality television shows flourish and the mundane and often downright obscene details of people's lives have now become highly profitable entertainment. Technological advances have increased our opportunities to explore religion and government. On the television and internet, the church, the synagogue, and the mosque
Moss.
stand side by mosque.
Mhm.
mosques stand side by side. We are free to enter them all to reflect on their religious principles. Scroll down, please. Even to even to worship if we so desire for Christians to the evangelists abound. In fact, we may choose not to drive a few miles to Bahamas Faith Ministries BFM and also to listen to Pastor Miles Monroe. But we can listen to the internet to him delivering a sermon in Ghana, Africa. And as our political leaders
Meet and House of Assembly.
or meet in House of Parliament or in the Senate, we voters are there with them live. We listen, impressed to their learned debates about issues that impact our communities. We watch, amused as they succumb to fatigue.
Okay.
Scroll down. And those off, and we still distressed and disappointed when common sense disappears and they engage in physical brawls. Moreover, technological advances now allow us to shop from the comfort of our home, making immediate deals and purchases to our pockets or credit cards. Content without venturing outdoors, we are able to shop across the street, downtown, or across the world. There is money to be made and bargains to be had in France, Egypt, India, and China. This kind of technology means that with a few clicks on a computer, that Bahamian daughter studying in London can be sent a lovely outfit ordered from a department store a few miles from her residence. And chosen from among a wide selection, the center is able to view by virtually walking down the aisles in a store before making his or her choice.
Let's go, Nancy.
Um, I'm reading from Wall.
Yes, ma'am.
Can I read after her?
Oh, sure, no problem. So she's gonna read one, two. She's gonna read the first two, and then you read the last two. Okay.
Okay.
I was calling Lionel, and then I couldn't hear you. I mean, I didn't hear from you, so that's why.
Wait, when you do it,
Say it again.
like when you were calling me, when,
When?
yeah, so
Earlier
when are you
on.
calling me? Me
Earlier
when I
on.
said join class?
No, late. Right before. I think you left to do something because I was calling you before we started reading.
Oh, I was out in my room because man, when you call me again.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can I begin?
Go ahead.
While we are speaking of walking, let us consider how technology has increased the options of those of us who intended to stroll down the aisle of matrimony. There are now hundreds of dating sites on the internet where millions of people are searching for that special someone, with whom to spend the rest of their lives. We may find our future husbands in hunger. Is that hunger? Am I saying?
Hungary. Hungary.
Sorry, I can't do the rest. Hungry or our bride in Bermuda without even setting foot in their countries. Even those of us interested in physically walking our way into fitness can do this at home using what is the word? Sorry, is that the II?
Where are we? Oh,
W.
we.
That's how you pronounce it, V?
We,
Okay.
we, like the game we.
I
No,
know
sir.
that.
At home using the Wii or one of the many television exercise shows with the instructions staring intently at in our eyes as they exhort us to burn off that fat. And even if we opt to go for a jog on the treadmill, we can entertain ourselves while exercising by watching the television that is built into the machine or listening to music or a story on our iPod. Are our little ones annoyingly underfoot? Then we can send them to another room to play a handheld video game, watch a DVD, or read a book on their Kindle, or watch one of the hundreds of children's cable television shows available.
Right. Go
All
ahead.
right, sure.
Go ahead.
We must never forget, however, that with the advances in technology come danger. To describe a few, technology makes what is known as identity theft very easy. There are persons who steal and use personal information such as bank account, PIN numbers, and social security numbers that have been carelessly displayed on internet sites. Cell phone talkers are sometimes oblivious, oblivious to who is around when they discuss sensitive information and do not realize that their conversation can be recorded and traced. Then there are then there are those predators on the internet who ensnares young children and teens who wander onto sites which tempt them to gamble, view pornography, and establish friendships with immoral adults. Such are the delights and perils of technology. Yes, it brings convenience and freedom to our lives in numerous ways. However, we must never lose sight of the fact that we have the freedom to reject this freedom.
All right. So, what do you think about the essay? General thoughts.
Very informative.
Yeah, the last part,
Go ahead, Lionel. What do you say about the last
oh,
part?
I like the last part. The last, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. You mean how it talks about the perils, the dangers of the internet?
Yes, sir. I'm in dangers
Yeah.
because that's what some children don't know about the internet.
Yeah. Very good. All right. What is? Give me a summary of the essay. What is it talking about?
It was basically talking about the advantages and like the disadvantages of using the internet
All right.
in the Bahamas.
In the Bahamas. Okay. Very good. I think that you put the in the Bahamas part because this was an essay dealing specifically with um that had a very Bahamian feel. So even the examples that they used, even um the words that they used was geared to a Bahamian audience, it seems. So yeah, it was geared to a Bahamian audience. That's at least its primary audience. Um, what according to the essay, what are some benefits of um technology?
We can text and communicate with our loved ones. And
That's true.
yeah,
Good. Anyone else?
Shop at home.
Shop at home. Yes.
Shop
Learn
at
from
home.
home.
Yeah. Yes, that's true. Anyone
Learn
else?
from home.
Learn from home. Yes.
Exercise from home.
Exercise from home. That's true.
Graduate from home.
Graduate from home. That's true.
Um, I could read from home. I could do a lot of stuff from home.
Get married from home, even right?
I
That's
could
true.
attend church from home.
Um, and so uh, yeah, attend church from home. They talk about that. Um, so it just is talking about the different advantages, disadvantages, or perils.
Pardon me?
What are the disadvantages or perils of the internet?
Um, identity theft is the main one, and
Theft, yeah.
they could also get access to like credit cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you blankly don't know how to use the sites, they could take your business off the sites.
Good. What is another danger besides identity theft and stealing?
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying, yes. Watching the wrong stuff on the internet. Those are
Gambling.
Stuff you're not supposed to watch.
yeah, stuff you're not supposed to watch. All right, good.
Gambling.
So I think y'all have a good feel for these stuff. How would you compare it to the first essays we was doing? Like those SAT one.
Um, this ain't. This one is like they use basic language, but it ain't basic because like
Uh-huh.
it's sort of their own little twist to it, but like it's whereas you can understand.
Yeah,
You
this
don't have
is
to guess nothing.
you don't have to guess none, right? It's just very easy read. Very easy read. Um, this is not hard. This isn't a hard read, um, and so hopefully that gives you encouragement to know that it's not going to be too difficult compared to the ones we formerly had, which was boy, it was deep. I didn't like them. Okay, so that's what the essay is about. If you could have, if you could have changed the title of the essay, what would you entitle it? To change the title.
Uh, I don't really know yet, but I just know that it wouldn't be technology freedom because it's not really focused on freedom. It's really focused on
You said
how.
you're supposed to change
The title. I'm saying if you could have changed the title, what would you change it to? And Nancy was speaking. Go ahead first, Nancy.
I was saying I wouldn't really. I'll use the technological part, but I just wouldn't use the freedom part because it's not really focused on freedom. It's focused on how technology has impacted.
advantages and disadvantages of
Yeah,
being on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's a better.
modern, like something with dealing with modern, like now.
Yeah, I don't know why they named us technological freedom. I feel like they didn't really talk about. I mean, they kind of did, but they this wasn't what it was about, right? You know, it was badly headed. I didn't like that topic.
They could name it like technology today or
Like
um
they should have said advantages and disadvantages of internet, or yeah, that's basically it. You know what I mean? That's basically what it was about. They mentioned freedom at the beginning
At the start.
and then all the way at the end, right?
yeah.
So almost like to say, yeah, I talk about freedom, right? But it wasn't there throughout. So I just feel like it's almost like they started off with it, right, and then they start talking about all a bunch of stuff, and then they remember, hey, wait, my topic is technological freedom, so I need to include that before I end. You know what I mean?
Or they could name it the uses of technology,
Yeah, in the
pros
Bible,
and cons of
pros and cons.
technology.
Yeah,
What is
That's a
technology?
good one.
Um,
pros and cons of technology. Anything that shows the double-sidedness of technology, because that's what they basically, um, you know, talked about.
what is the purpose of technology? Anything could have worked because they basically give you an a in like a detailed
A detailed explanation of the technology.
technology.
Yeah, but I mean, besides just looking at the piece itself, is it true? Like, do they have valid points about how
Yes, sir.
technology? Yeah. Um, but I just want us to pause and just note that it's really true. Technology has really really opened doors for us, you know, in a great way, and that means that like the Bible say, to whom much is given, much is required. Like we have so much, in this generation we have so much. There's no reason why we should be dumb. There's no reason. Like we have so much available. You know what I mean? We could do so much. And so to not do anything, especially in this generation, is a waste. You know what I mean? All right, so let's begin with um begin with this question. So the question says, what number I said it's gonna do? Number 3, right?
Number 3.
Wow. Right. So based on the information presented in the passage, so let's go now. I guess we can title it. Wait, do we have something on language before I actually high school extended math paper? Good. All right, extended. All right, so today is Monday. You won't believe I can be honest with you all. Let me be honest. You won't believe I forgot class was tonight. I genuinely forgot.
Before,
Say it again.
yeah, I joined. I joined like 'cause I was taking a nap, and this girl Kennedy will keep spamming me to join the class.
Oh, I was doing this for you. For you.
Thank you so much, Kennedy. Thank you so much.
I really thought no classes was today because it was a holiday. But
What?
Yeah, I was
oh,
waiting on
What?
you to send me that
I,
link. Because if you didn't
I
send the
don't know
link,
why she changed her mind.
If I didn't send the link, you think
yeah, that's how I know you in class. So like, if you didn't send no link, and I remind you to send no link. So if you send it, then I hop on. If you ain't send it,
why I said it? Dog eat my lunch.
I
Oh yeah,
get
the
out.
Oh, y'all something boy.
I remind you on the work days, but on a holiday,
Listen carefully. I promise you, I didn't remember classes today. I say,
So how you remember?
I remember because you sent the homework.
Oh
Oh
my
wow.
day!
I say, oh, we have class today. I forget.
Something tell me
I
don't do that
promise.
homework.
I
Something.
promise you.
Every time I pick up the books to do that homework, I had something to do.
I promise you. I say, I promise you. Then I say, oh, we have class today. And then I saw the call from Ricardo.
Really?
And then I was like, wow, we have
Betrayed us,
class
Nancy.
today. We have class today.
I want to turn in the homework because he say I never turned it in. So I want to prove Mr. Petit wrong that despite it all,
Despite it all, right?
I used to do the work.
Yes, you do. I must admit. Okay,
Because
so
he
let's
always showed me to the bus. I don't do it.
all right. Let's return back to our question. It says, based on the information presented in the passage, explain. So explain is a big part of this question, right? We want to explain. That is discuss. That is expound on. Right? Explain the conclusions that can be drawn about the distinct ways in which people's lifestyles were different and or even limited before our society became a highly technological one. This is a very good question. So, how were the the how were the lives of people um different before we had these technology you know you know advances, all right? um so before we became a high-tech society, and that word high-tech really means high tech, like HITECH, high tech, high technological society, all right? Excuse me. I know that in our Bahamian vernacular, when we say high tech, say, oh, you high tech. We usually think about that as sophisticated, but high tech really means highly technological. You understand? You understand
Yes.
that? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Just just thought that add that. So how were we different? So I'm gonna um branch off and label it as, let me just put this in there one time instead of, we always have our tables, right? One thing but us in this class, always have our tables. So points to consider, and then we talk about life before we became a high-tech society, right? And I still don't think that we are as high-tech as we can be, especially
I agree with you.
especially when it comes to you know uh government bureaucracy and the the systems in place in government buildings. I think that we could be way more technologically savvy. But for the individual person, I think for the individual person, we are we are far. All right. So points to consider. The first one is communication. All right. So life before we became a high tech society is a so we
That
communicate.
typing thing.
Say it again.
You know when they used back then for the newspaper, they used a type printer thing with the right letters.
Okay. So it's very important though. I want us to understand this before I even can really dive into this, right? Is that whatever we say must be based on the information presented in the passage. All right. So we have to be able to find it in the passage. All right. So let's make sure that we could find the evidence in the passage. So I would also make a new table and say, no, I think we could put it. I'll put it inside of it to tell you which line we can look at to find it in the passage. So we communicated by handwriting, letters, or using typewriter, dropping them off. Well,
Boats?
at the
Mail?
at the where do you drop letters off?
Post office.
Post office.
For real?
Yeah.
We
Do
still have one of those?
Say it again.
I'd always do it on the boat for truth.
Do we have one of those?
We do have a post office.
Box boat? Oh,
You sure
We
about
have
that, Mr.
one?
BT?
No,
Yes.
where?
Mr. BT, which post office?
Remember you remember the
I never heard of a post office yet. No, wait,
yes.
I think I
Remember
did
the
have.
remember the post
I never
office.
saw it.
If you get to number 8, right? You're going downtown. Get to number 8. The number 8 pass is right in front of the post office, right? Okay.
I thought them things burned down after technology took a really good.
But but
people still use them though.
but yeah, but they transforming that building. They transforming that building. So it used to be the post office. I don't know what they changed it to now, but that's what it used to be. I guess they still have the post office stuff, the mail stuff still there. But let me see if I can show you the picture. But that's where the post office is. I don't know if it still functions as a post office, but um, post office Bahamas. Uh, let me show you. I had to see in this building, not this one. Where is it? Yeah, this how it look. No man, that's yeah. The Citadel. Yeah. Oh, demolition of it. Oh, I guess they break it down. But this how it used to be.
Such old memories, man. I used to go
Yeah,
there.
good old days, man. Mother freeze.
Y'all probably don't even know. Okay, yeah, this had it as well. Post office.
My first time
I wish I
seeing.
could go back into them days,
That's
bro.
like um if Oh yeah. I know where they put it in now. It's in Town Center Mall. I remember that. That's because I remember when I went to Town Center Mall.
Trying to demolish my laptop, girl.
I remember when I went into Town Center Mall. I saw the 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 vaults where they contain the letters, or I don't think the right word is vaults, but the the same stuff, the cases where they put the
And
stamp
they one in the south.
General Post Office finally opens at Town Center Mall. Yeah, so
17.
go ahead.
And they one in the south
In the south.
on CV.
Oh, yes. You're right. I wonder if that's still functioning. I wonder. Because you're right, they do have one in right in alongside the library, right? The
Yeah.
library's on one side and the post office is on the other side. Yeah, I remember that post office. That should still be functioning. I remember in school, people used to use that a lot when I was in school. Um,
What year this was, Mr. Bate?
2015.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Okay, so Juan Meadows using in class before. Just
Yeah, I was here, but my background was noisy. Like, just watching correct up.
okay, okay. So you got the circle theorem.
No, not at all. I cannot watch the recording.
that
Telling you.
was deep, eh?
And you?
That was deep.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
too noisy.
yeah, boy, that one. I even called and I say, boy, where Juan? I guess you didn't want to turn on your mic.
Yeah, you at the time, but my background was too noisy for me to communicate.
Yeah. Okay, that's no problem. Um, when it's like that, I think the best thing to do is just type. Say, just so that I'll know that you were there. Okay. I trying to find the passage. Okay, good. So, um, so okay, so we gotta find it in the passage where there's a change in um communication. All right.
The change would be right where you have today.
Today we may Today when we interact with others between the, today when we interact with others between the cell phone and the computer alone, we can email, text, cell, whatever, you right now. That's true.
What about line 11?
9/11 technology allows us to communicate with people face to face. Yeah, this whole paragraph. Yeah, I think this is good communication. So what we see is that you had to have known um you had to have known what happened in the past to be able to answer this question too, because the question doesn't tell us what happened in the past. Sorry, the essay doesn't tell us what happened in the past. It just tells us what's now here. You understand what I'm saying? So in here they talk about cell phone, cell to cell, Twitter, instant messaging, whatever. But they didn't tell us exactly what happened in the past. So you had to use this information to say, okay, this is happening now. And from your own personal knowledge, um, understand that or recall that it was letters and post office. So this is very important, you know. So that's why it's important to know history, to know what the bombers, what happened in your own country, to become aware and stuff like that, so that when answering these questions, you could be able to answer them properly. So we'll say, I'd say paragraph two as evidence. Okay, for this. All right, so evidence. Let's go to paragraph two. All right. So the next one would be Nancy. Did you include this in your thing?
Pardon me?
Did you include this as one of your um
You mean like as one of
include
my?
as one of your
Oh,
points?
yes, sir. I sent you my layout too, so you can see how I came about with the points and everything.
Okay, that's good. That's very good. The next one is socializing. Socializing. So before, right, we visited relatives and friends. How? Face to face, right?
Yes, sir. We went directly to their doorstep.
Yes. Right? Leaving our homes to do so. We socialize. Let me not say that. Let's say we sought friends, we found friends by actually going, right? So by literally, I should say by physically, right? Going to clubs, churches, events, right? Functions, etc. Right? Um, basically, basically by meeting in person, right? But now it is different, right?
Yes. So
Everything is non-lying, virtual this, virtual that, and you know, we can't play the blame game because we are currently having a virtual meeting right now. So you know,
But this way is so much better compared to what they go through.
what you mean?
Because what it is, I could lay in bed and
And have dinner,
go,
and have dinner. Don't forget to have dinner, and have dinner. Continue.
and I could look any kind of way behind the screen, but you won't see me. But I'm at school.
Yeah. uh, I mean, hey, it has its pros and cons too, because when people, let me tell you something, social interaction is important. I didn't see it I didn't see it as strong until yesterday. For the first time at our church, we had like a social event. And at first I wasn't planning on going, but I said, you know what, let me just go. And because I had y'all work to do. But I say, you know what, let me just go after tug and pull. When I went, it was so much fun. Like it was, oh my goodness. As wow, to see the actual faces, interaction, people laughing, the food, you know, man, it was wow, it was amazing. So I think that social interaction has its place. Um, but I also do believe that virtual has its place too because you could do so much, like Nancy was saying. Like you could do so much. Like if this was face-to-face classes, I'm sure if someone have a flat tire, if someone gas run out, or if someone like the attendance wouldn't be as strong, and plus you'd be coming late. Am I right?
So true.
Yeah.
And then you'll be going home 3 o'clock in the morning because
Exactly. Because what time y'all ride coming? Nobody riders come on time. You know what I mean? And so I think that it does has its advantages and disadvantages. Have to know how to work it properly. Because then the biggest advantage for me with virtual class is that I can't see what y'all doing. And so Kennedy could be on Netflix. Um, Lionel could be on, uh, playing the PlayStation. And I
I
wouldn't
know,
know.
right?
I barely play on my PlayStation like that.
You know what I mean? I wouldn't know, you know what I mean? And so that's the disadvantage.
And
Um,
Nancy would be learning.
yeah, all right. You know, but hey, but it's still a blessing, I could be honest. I think we still could mention something about socializing. No. Let's just talk about education. Oh, we on education, eh? Exactly what we talking about
Yes,
today.
so paragraph 4 would be good.
Paragraph 4.
I think so. I don't quite remember
Oh,
the count.
we ain't even talk about socializing in terms of which
Yeah,
paragraph.
my I have a question. When it comes to communication socializing, isn't that like fall under the same category? Because when I was doing mine, I put in the same category because like if you don't have WhatsApp, Messenger, all these kind of new stuff,
Mm-hmm.
you still have to go out there with communication. You still have to send letters to keep in touch. You know what I mean? So I joined them, if
I
you know what I
understand.
mean.
I understand. I think that they could be joined. Um, they can. I think they can be joined. You know, because, but not so much. I mean, I see this. I could see the distinction though. Communication is transferring of messages. Socializing is a bit different, right? Socializing is, um, like for example, when you're writing a letter to someone, right? Um, you're not really socializing with them. You know what I mean? Like you are communicating with them. They are transferring information. You're transferring information. Socializing gives the feel of, you know, like like what it's talking about. Your camera's on, and you are you are meeting with them. Like you could see their camera, they could see your camera, and you actually more than saying a message to them, you want to actually, just hang out. You know what I mean? And so communication has an intended purpose, right? A stated purpose. Socializing is just, to chill out. You know what I mean? And so there's a slight difference, a slight nuance with it. So I could understand why they are separated, but the distinction is so close that it can also be combined. So, you just gotta be careful on how you explain it. Uh, but I think paragraph two, does paragraph two, paragraph two, we talk about we can interact with others, cell phone. Yeah, I think paragraph two, yeah, paragraph two, the same, yeah, the same thing. So yeah, education. So what we did in the past, we what?
We had education face to face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We went off to college. We leave our parents' house to go
Mm-hmm.
to school
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
And we caught I indicate that we caught the bus.
Okay.
Or we walked to school.
Yes.
We boarded the bus and we walked to school. Yeah.
Yeah. So we physically went to school or college campuses in pursuit of what? An education.
Education.
Um, at whether be at home, locally, right, or abroad. Um, and moved, right, from class to class, right. There was limited access to university education, so only certain people could go to university because you know, um, it costs a lot and it is that's just not available to everybody. Um, but now everybody can get. I mean, I shouldn't say everybody can get a university
What
education,
you
but
mean that it was limited? What?
it's access to university is limited because
When sense?
all right. Um, I think what we're hitting here at is say you want to go to University of Pennsylvania, right? Um, Now formally you would have to do what? Buy a ticket and talk about room and board and living accommodations and and food and stuff like that. And so that would only be for select few, right? But now when the University of Pennsylvania say, okay, no, you don't have to be here in person. We offer a course or a bachelor's or whatever online. Now you can, in the comfort of your home, um, get a university degree. And so the access previously was limited. I mean, it's still limited now, but I would say that it's more open to a greater population because of you know you don't have to be on campus to 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 benefit from the education. And so like that's the idea that's they're hitting on. What's passage where would we find that? uh
That paragraph right there where it says in addition.
yeah, paragraph 3, I would say.
I thought it was 4.
Paragraph 3.
Okay.
Now when you actually write this out, um you're not going to do it in table form, first of all. And secondly, you're not just going to say paragraph 2 or paragraph 4. Like, you're going to try to at least quote little something something. You know what I mean? To give to give the examiner, you're going to actually quote. All right? So that's important there too. Also, we physically visited what? Libraries.
That's where research comes in, right?
Research of information. I can't believe it's 3:54. Um, okay, so the last one that we're gonna look at, the last component that we're gonna look at. There are others. We have like one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 more. Um, but here, entertainment is what we're gonna talk about. So how has that changed?
Entertainment would be like it was connected to clubs and
Mm-hmm,
you come and you like like you go in the parks and stuff, you meet people,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
clubs, you had games.
mm-hmm.
Um
So
what is it
our
now? You had books, and then in the newspapers they had like the section. Because growing up, I remember my sisters and always had a newspaper. They had like the game
Yeah.
section.
Hey,
You would
Nancy.
They would always play that, so I incorporated that as one. I don't know if that's legit.
That was fun.
Mr. BT, you remember in them newspapers when, like, you ever like read the parts when they always had like little comics like Captain Bahamas or something like that?
Yes, yes, I love them
Yes,
comics. I
but
used to cut them
I
out.
used to kill them, boy. I used to kill them. I would die to see another chapter and all that.
Wow.
And then like they used to do the series, right? Every time they bring it back, they bring it with a different whole character. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
Wow. Y'all was y'all was hooked. They had y'all hooked. All right. So back in those days, it was somewhat limited in terms of the legal entertainment options you could have done. All right, legally. Because of course, there was the cinema, right? Um, the occasional,
Back then, did drive-in movies exist? Like
yeah,
everyone was in their car. Ooh, I
right.
want to experience that so bad, but
Um,
They did once. That was a good time.
no, like I just one experience of that. I think that'll set me off.
the occasional theatrical performance and nightclub outings. That's back in the day. Theatrical. But I mean, today we don't really have much of a difference, you know. I mean, all we have is what, IMAX.
With the marathon and mall, before IMAX, it was just crowded, crowded, crowded.
It is that I just
Do
want. I
people
just want.
still go to the one in the mall?
I don't know.
I thought that
I
was shut
would.
down.
People still go to that?
I've been there in a while.
What you mean? Why you say that?
That's hurtful though. What if I won't go there tomorrow? What you could tell me?
I mean, my students always talk about IMAX. Like IMAX is, you know, paradise.
When the first
It's
time
Marathon will
No,
always be my
IMAX
favorite.
is a good
now,
thing.
it's like a washed down place too now.
for real.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
been. I never stepped foot in IMAX.
What?
Mr. BT, you really need to let.
Need to
You really
go.
need to
You
go.
need to
You really
go.
need to go on Mr. BT.
Yeah, you need to go. Teach yourself out for the
I
summer.
need to go. No, I need
But
to
I
go.
would like to experience that thing because everyone, like, I don't know, my older people around me talk about like the drive-in movies, like, you know, you sit in your car and you just have the pop. I really want to experience it. I just don't know where to go to experience it yet.
Okay, I tell you what. Rent a car.
Uh huh.
Put white paper on your window, and take your laptop, borrow a projector, and some Bluetooth speakers. You'll be alright.
No way.
Kennedy will make the popcorn for you. You know. Come on, man. It ain't that deep.
The
No,
issue is you have to find a good movie. That's the issue.
no, Kennedy, I ain't lie. If I do that, you are invited. I think that means
Oh,
a day.
that was so nice.
Yeah, for true. I don't mind inviting you to my parking lot.
Second ago, you disowned me, but you know, I can forgive.
All right. Okay. So we sought entertainment outside our homes. That's very important. Now we seek entertainment inside our homes. You notice that? So going to movies and dances, etc. And children played games well outside, right?
On parks and stuff.
Yeah. You notice that there's no children on parks? Like the park's empty,
Only when they have ball matches, because it's interesting.
you know.
It'd be fun.
I'm like, wow,
I
empty
don't know, Mr.
parks,
BT.
no children on the parks.
Where I
Remember? That's what it used to be in the
Yeah,
park.
where I'm from, the area I live in, there's only come in the night more than day.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
creepy.
Children played games outside in the yard. We used to have a lot of yard games. I don't know if you all know about, making a basketball rim with a crate and tying it.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah, I know
they
that.
still do that nowadays. You don't
Yeah,
check being town.
yeah, you know. And I know Lionel, y'all too sophisticated. Yeah, over there y'all have a
I know, right?
Lionel. Lionel have an electronic rim that is that is
The electronic.
you need a remote to control it and everything.
It is spinach.
It is what man. Listen. So went to public parks, right, etc. All right, so that's where we're gonna end tonight. Um, and then we're gonna pick up on it. But before we go, let's state where we get that from. What paragraph we could look at for entertainment? The media. Here is Buddy Rose, Robert Lee.
That be, of course, the media.
Yeah, that's paragraph 4. Right,
There's more you can pull from that too, concerning,
yeah, you're right.
because you got politicians and all of those,
Yeah,
etc. stuff. They also tie into news as
yeah,
well.
we come into that. I mean, in the ref, like I said, there's 4 of 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
I actually like doing this homework. With all the homeworks, this one was
pretty decent.
pretty chill. It didn't work me out.
Yeah, this one is they give you your 12 marks. If you want to get it, they give you
If
12 marks. I
I just come on the exam this year. Listen to me.
Right?
I acing it. I am acing. What?
You
I
better.
acing.
You better. All right. So we have 8 more to go. One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 more to go. And so fall on your horses. You finish it up Wednesday. I might even start English early on Monday
Okay.
so that we
Pop
can,
off
because we
more.
really need more time for English.
Yeah, I thought you was gonna add more hours coming up to the exam, but
More hours. 3 hours.
no,
Give them ideas. You give them ideas, man.
no. I mean, as in like on like you give us alternate days, whereas we could come back for English or something like that.
I think what we should do is we should have class on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think we should do that.
You say Sunday now?
We should have class on Sunday. I'll have to message you
How
individually.
about Friday?
Friday. No, no, no. Friday is Sabbath time. That's what? Yeah, touch that.
That's what
Oh,
time?
Sabbath.
Sabbath
The
time.
peace time, Mr. Petit.
Say it again.
It's the peace time.
That's what?
Your peace.
Peace. Yeah.
No,
What?
no disturbance.
Oh what? Oh boy. Friday. Sacred. But Sunday we have
I
Republic Day.
respect the Sabbath then.
What you doing?
But Sunday is my Sabbath though. What you trying to do?
We got unsabbat that.
What?
we got we got unsabbat that.
Sunday is my Sabbath, man.
Yeah, well. Anyway,
It's the
um,
sleep day. You know how that go.
like you say, the dead day. Dead day. You have to say that.
No, we graduated from the dead day. It's now the rest day. No,
Rest.
proper. Keep it
Proper.
a proper now.
Um, I know that many of you asked for reading material, so let me share with you a reading material that I found. Oh my goodness, I in love with this book. Um, Jim Rohn. It's called
It's a
Five.
good book.
It's a good book. It's a good book.
Mr. Petit, you know the author Stephen King? I think I said his name, right?
Stephen King. I heard the name before.
He's the one who wrote The Shining.
It may sound familiar.
The five major pieces to life.
The Five Major Pieces to Life. Um, this book is is what I'm reading now, and I really like this one.
Brief details.
Brief detail. Okay, this is it in summary. It just basically um talks about what's important to make your life a success. You need to have the right philosophy. That means if you think, you need to have the right attitude, how you relate to others. You need to have a good work ethic, activity. You need to measure results, and you need to have a good lifestyle. And so that's basically what the book is about. Um,
Oh, you like those kind of books? Yeah.
Personal development. Oh my goodness, this is a really
Yeah.
good book.
No,
I
I
like
work.
the type.
That is so far from what I
What? No, man.
what I envisioned.
This is a good book. It's a really good book.
Books like those, I read one chapter a day and I close it and I don't. I go back the next day.
This is a good book, yeah.
It's
Um,
the action that keeps me alive.
oh, you like that type of stuff? No, 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 no. This is
Is he good?
this is life
Yes, like
transforming. This is life
because with those kind of stuff, like you read one chapter and like at the end and they have one fighting thing going on, like you might as well hold on, wait, turn the page. Like I ready to turn the those I read.
like
This
fiction. Yeah,
I just love
this book. I
it.
mean, I'm not saying I am for everything you say, but I would say that you know he does a good job at really laying forth the essentials. I think that every young person who's under the age of 25 should read this book without a doubt. This should be made mandatory reading. You know, this is a very good book, very good information. Yeah.
And I
Um,
thank God that you're not a major education because if you had to read this book,
this should be mandatory, and also I mean not just for it's not just for what it talks about, but also it's a good read in terms of if you want to develop your your um, your critical reading and also vocabulary. This is a good book. Another good book is every young person under the age of 25 should read this book, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. If you haven't read this book, you need to read this book. Like, where if you go to college or whatever, people look at you weird if you haven't read this book. This is a major book. Everybody and they Grammy read this book before. 12
I go
Rules.
sleep if I read one chapter of that.
No, this okay.
12.
You see, with boring books like that, I would choose to is right. I have laid out
Say boring.
one chapter a day. If you could cover one chapter a day, trust me, by the end of the week, you got it.
Yeah.
I'll try.
No, because I sleep through it. I realize when I try to read more than one,
Uh-huh.
I fall asleep within the book, lose
So
the page, and I stop reading
if
it.
you can't read it, listen to the audiobook. It's a good book.
I feel stupid.
I like it too.
Yes, you can't.
Audiobook. Yeah.
Read the book.
Yeah. All right then.
All
With
right.
that, I'll say good night. Have a
Good night.
wonderful night, and I'll see you tomorrow, God's will.
But they have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it any chance you would send a recording to me for tonight?